Hello everyone, David, Chair of Morecambe Bid here, just on my general walkabout through town on the promenade, and I'm very fortunate today to be joined by a man who's going to have a very significant impact in the town and has done already. It's John Pye, who is the Project Director for Eden Morecambe. Welcome, John.
Thank you.
How's your day going?
Pretty well so far.
Yeah.
I'm probably about meeting number 7 and it's only lunchtime.
Well, we'll try not to go over all ground then, literally, but if we just stand still for a second, just lovely between us there is diggers on site. You've got some investigation work going on. Just tell us a little bit about it.
So we've got 25 trenches to dig. We've got 7 boreholes that are between 15 and 30 metres deep. And then lots of hand-dug pits as well, so we're pretty much peppering the site. We'll put everything back, that's the important bit.
Yeah.
But for the project, it's all about de-risking it. It's really important that we've got a level of information which is sort of desktop, paper-based, and then we had some surveys done a couple of years ago. But as we get more into detail and understand the sort of geology and what contamination potentially there could be, doing this now is really important, that the designs can reflect or be sort of altered if we find things that we didn't expect.
Right.
So we've made loads of contingency allowances in the cost plan in the project, and we're sort of ratifying those assumptions that we're making now. So everything's sort of pile foundations, but if we don't need to do it, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So it's worst case scenario planning.
Right. And have you found anything exciting yet?
Not yet, no.
Anything concerning?
Not yet.
No.
But there is there's a 3-week period of investigation. Then there's taking it back to the lab and analysing everything that is found in the site.
Yeah.
The first borehole behind us, there's no surprises in that one, so that's a really terrific start. So 1 out of 7, that's good.
That's good, yeah. We'll have more of that, please. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. So I think it's a pretty big milestone for us, because it's just showing the commitment that Eden are making to the project. There's lots of chatter about it being the start of construction works. It's not,
yeah,
but it's very much a milestone on the way there.
Fantastic. So as we just then walk down the promenade, as you've just said, significant steps, but it's not the actual production phase yet. We're still in the planning phase, aren't we? Is that how it's defined?
So as part of this evolving design, and the new images have gone out sort of in the press, there's a whole lot of work that goes on behind the scenes in making sure that the buildings and the gardens are sustainable. They're also affordable,
yeah,
and sustainably, not just through the construction phase, but operationally.
Yeah.
So there's been an awful lot of work in the sort of more mundane stuff about, have we got enough back of house facilities, where are the bins coming out? So it's the sort of practicalities of a £100 million project isn't all about the shiny stuff and the bells and whistles. It's really putting that practical slant on everything.
Yes.
But not forgetting that this is a visitor attraction, and we've got to make sure that it will stand the test of time.
So in terms of for all of our bid followers, going all right, let's just dash across. For our bid followers and our local levy payers and our residents and anyone who might be watching this, I think we'd all like to know a little bit about you. So can you give us a bit of a background as how you've arrived in Morecambe from where you started to where you are now?
Yeah, certainly. So many years ago, I started my life on the tools as a joiner.
Right.
And then slowly progressed through building surveying and project management, with a sort of increasing scale and complexity of projects. So it ranged from the National Trust through to Lancashire University. I was there for 4 years. Blackpool Macleod College for 6 years, all sort of developing my skill set in terms of project management, and delivering projects that resonate with Morecambe. So buildings on the coast with a coastal environment, really aggressive.
Yeah.
But my last 9 years have been at RHS Bridgewater in Salford. So that's a regeneration project with lovely buildings and infrastructure, but horticulture at its heart.
Yeah.
A visitor attraction, just over £500,000, which is exactly what we're going to target for here.
Yeah.
So those synergies are really important for me professionally, to be able to draw from my experience on what did work, but most importantly what didn't work. So we're not replicating that.
Yeah.
But this, predominantly, this is a different, it's not just pure horticulture. The Realm of the Moon, for example, is a very immersive digital audio-visual environment. It's a showcase theatre.
It sounds really exciting, doesn't it? Yeah.
We haven't really spoken much about it, and there's not much been released. So that's an exciting time in the project as I'm seeing it develop with all the clever people who are designing it. But what it allows us to do is change the experience very regularly. So we're all about repeat visitation, which will drive, the economy in the town, people talking about it, getting excited about coming back, which means you can tune it up, tune it down, speed it up, speed it down, so that it works with seasons, but it also works with content change. Whereas static, like the Realm of the Sun, it'll be beautiful, but it won't change enough for people to get excited about coming back. So there's a nice mix there.
You've got a good degree of flexibility haven't you, within the range. Excellent.
Indeed.
Yeah, fantastic. And so as we just continue to walk along the pond, because we're supposed to be walking and talking,
all right.
So we've got Morecambe in the background.
Yeah.
Just tell us a little bit about family. And so you went to Ripley, didn't you, as well? Are you a local lad, essentially?
Yes. So I grew up on a Duchy of Lancaster farm in Winmarleigh with my brothers and sister. So we spent many years sort of out on the land. And there was a key moment where my father said to me, if you want to make a living, don't go into farming. So that was my exit into the construction industry.
You took his advice then?
I did, yeah. Whether that's the right thing or wrong thing, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, live in Broughton in Preston with my wife Adrienne, and grown-up stepson who lives down in South Manchester with his wife and 2 grandkids.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Do you get to see them a bit?
Not as much as I'd like.
Yeah. Well, you're a busy man.
So it's really sort of grounding that I'm back here in Morecambe, sort of going full circle from schooling in Lancaster.
Yes.
Friends and family, Cockerham and all around the sort of Fylde coast. And across Morecambe Bay.
You've come home then, haven't you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Very good. And how does it compare then? So in your previous role, you were based in Manchester, were you? Were you on site most of the time? And so for 9 years you were in Salford, were you?
Pretty much, yeah. Part work from home, and that was through the COVID period, which was pretty tricky for everybody, really. But yeah, travelling south from Preston is always a challenge. Travelling north, less so. Albeit there seems to be a lot of accidents these days, but
it's potluck, isn't it? I mean, my dad used to work in centre of Manchester in the 80s, and we lived at Golgate. And he maintained he could do Golgate to the office car park in about 40 minutes.
Not bad.
Try doing that now. There's no chance, is there?
No.
But how does it compare then being in Morecambe then every day? Because you're ensconced in the town hall, aren't you?
I am. Yes.
Yeah. How does that compare then as a working environment with the view of the promenade and?
I don't like to shout about it, but I think I've got the best office in Morecambe.
Yeah, well, I think that there's you or me, because I have obviously Mio Gelato on the corner of Queen Street and Marine Road Central, and we probably share a very similar view, although you're a little bit further up than me. But as we turn, we might as well get it in the background whilst we're talking about it, John. I mean, there really isn't a better view anywhere, is there?
No, I wouldn't say so. And when I've been down to Cornwall, to Eden in Cornwall, you get the views across the sea, but then there's nothing.
I'm glad you said that.
We've got the backdrop here.
Yes.
That I think people will die for, and I think seasonally with it, when you come in winter and it's crisp and it's cold and there's snow on the tops of the hills, that is fantastic. Just like it is, not today presumably, but a couple of weeks ago when it's bright sunshine and people were actually swimming.
I know. I mean, to be fair, they swim all year round, but yes, you're quite right. I mean, height of summer or on a sunny day, you can't beat it. But I mean, we always say, whatever the weather, it's a spectacular view, isn't it? It's just a different view, and it changes on the daily. And so for, I suppose, thinking about your repeat visitors, they would get to see Morecambe at very different times of year and enjoy a very different vista, albeit within the same experience. But like you've just described, you've also got the chance to evolve it and change it, haven't you?
Without a doubt, and encouraging people to, dwell time, enjoying Eden Morecambe, but actually enjoying the walks along the prom and the offers that Morecambe, when we're open, will be able to deliver. That, you know, that's great, and what a boost for the town if we can help businesses to connect with us and you know, get ready for us. That's the key message.
As we walk up Euston Road then, John, how do our local businesses, so our levy payers, bid levy payers, how are they going to be able to engage with Eden first and foremost? Because as you and I have talked before, they are the people who've been on the ground, they've walked past the site every day, they might live near the site or they drive past it, and every single day they've had a conversation with a customer who said, when is Eden coming? Aren't you going to be wealthy once Eden's built? How do we make sure that our local levy payers almost have first dibs in terms of speaking to you, speaking to the Eden team, and is it something that BID can assist you with as well?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, we want to engage with as many people as we possibly can. As you know, I'm on my own at the moment, and one of the key posts that I want to recruit is a project engagement and communications manager. That, I think, will be pivotal for us to really reach out more than we are doing at the moment, because it's a growing team. But we couldn't have gone for that position until we got certainty that the project was viable and supported, which it is. And now we're in the sort of delivery phase. I feel confident to recruit these next 4 roles: fundraising, senior project manager. They're so critical for us to put some real gusto under the whole engagement programme. And I think that's what we've been lacking for the last certainly 6 months or so. So getting out, talking to businesses, but also using our influence with the main contractor. And that, we all know that we've got to go for a very large contracting organisation to do the big build. And what they bring is a ripple effect of supply chain. And they will have social value baked into their contract, not just, you know, lip service, but baked into their contract. And that's where we can influence, putting a pin in Morecambe, and then as it gets more specialist, that's sort of why the net has to widen. Exactly what we did in Salford. We were successful to the tune of 78% of the supply chain actually built Salford's or RHS's welcome building. So it can be done, and we want to better that.
I was going to say that will be music to the ears of the people of Morecambe, definitely, and Morecambe businesses, definitely. Well, that's great news, fantastic. Right, let's make our way through town. We'll just keep walking along, giving John I'm sure you've walked it a few times, but a bit of a tour of Morecambe. In terms of, you know, some of the questions, we know you've had the public engagement meetings, which have been fantastic, the community meets, but for the people who perhaps haven't seen the videos or managed to get to the meetings, one of the questions that crops up is fundraising and where you are with that. Do you want to just talk a little bit about that, John?
Yeah, so I think most people will be aware that we've got £50 million worth of government investment, which is locked in. You know, even though there have been changes in government, everybody across all parties have seen that investing in, you know, a coastal town is really important. So what we've got to do is match that. We've already got a good level of philanthropy and corporate sponsorship already in place. It's not enough. So what we've got to do is have a debt facility, which is all in the business case. But what everybody does, it's like having a mortgage at home. What you want to do is reduce that debt facility so that Eden can invest in what it does best, which is educational, environmental, charitable work. So we've got a small gap to close, so we really need people's support and business support in closing the gap of 2 to 3 million so we can get cracking. But our fundraising target just doesn't stop there, because the more we can raise through the build phase, the more we can reduce that debt, and the more we can make sure that Eden is a sustainable business model for many, many years to come, not just sort of the 20 odd years that's in the business case.
Right, perfect. And in terms of how can we assist you with that then? So whether it be, you know, Morecambe bid organisations like us, or just the average business in Morecambe who thinks, well, I also want to get behind this, how do they get involved? What can they do at this stage?
Yeah, so we're in recruiting a head of fundraising and a fundraiser, and that's really important to have a focus on those key strategies of fundraising, because it's a challenging environment. Everybody's after a smaller and smaller pot of money. I think we've got some great support, and it's a bit of a snowball effect that once somebody commits to that, and it's about building that confidence. People have been saying for far too long, is it going to happen? Well, I think people are actually thinking, yeah, it is going to happen, and that will get corporates and philanthropists interested. And at the community conversation, Andy Jasper, the CEO, talked about the sort of first phases of fundraising being not many people but giving larger donations. But then as you get sort of down towards opening, you're getting smaller donations from more people.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of model, the seesaw model.
It's your donor wall, isn't it? It's a triangle
Indeed.
with the big ones at the top. And
And if we could have a very large plaque with a £20 million donation, fantastic.
Well, we'll see what we can whip up.
I'll put that out there.
Fantastic. Well, John, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for joining me. And if you ever want to wander around Morecambe again,
brilliant.
We've been quite lucky with the weather.
We have been very. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.